on your outline. Seek to understand before being understood. Speak appropriately at all times. Stick to the issue. And number 4 is work toward a solution, focusing on desires and requests rather than on frustrations. What I mean by work toward a solution is don't just go in there venting your frustrations. Most people just share their frustrations, and they do it in the wrong way. You can do it in the right way or the wrong way. The right way is I feel when you. Describe the behavior and say how you feel. That's okay. But you know what's more important than communicating your frustration, which is what hardly anybody ever does, is to communicate your desire or your need and your request. Because underneath every frustration, there's a desire, a need, and a request. And if you want to resolve a conflict, you need to figure out what is it that you're needing that you're not getting that's causing you the frustration, and what is it that you want the other person to do. Look on the back of your outline. I have an example of this, the anatomy of a frustration. Frustration. I don't like it when you, A, spend money that's not budgeted without consulting me. That's my frustration. My desire, 2A. I would like us to be in partnership with our finances. My request, 3A, is what I want you to do. I would like you to consult me before spending money that's not budgeted and follow the budget. Another example, frustration. I don't like it when you, B, interrupt me when I'm talking. My desire, what I want or need or how I want to feel, B, under number 2. I would like to feel heard and affirmed when sharing feelings or opinions. That's what I want. That's what I need. What do I want you to do? My request, 3B. I would like you to mirror and affirm my feelings when I'm sharing and listen to me all the way through, asking me what kind of feedback I want before giving me advice or your thoughts. So underneath every frustration, there's a desire and a request. And in order to resolve the conflict, you need to communicate the desire or the need and make a request to which the other person can either say, yes, I'll do that, or no, I can't do that, or I have something I need to say first, and then you negotiate. Y'all with me? Does that make sense? And then number 5 on this outline, the last thing, very, very important, is you need to agree to disagree. Sometimes you're not going to resolve things. You need to let it be okay. You don't have to resolve it right then. Sometimes you come back to things and talk about them several different times. Sometimes you need to go and pray about it or think about it, and you should allow one another to do that. I find that some people, it's like they get in a conflict, and it's like they say what they got to say, and the other person's got to accept it and repent and sign a commitment card right then, or they're not going to let it go. I mean, have you ever considered maybe giving God an opportunity to work on their thoughts and their feelings apart from you, to let them, if they're angry and they're frustrated, they don't like what you had to say, that you don't need to sit there and keep banging on them, trying to get them to accept it or to agree with your perception. Say what you got to say and then let them go away and think about it and pray about it. They might come to terms with it on their own, apart from you. They may need to be apart from you to come to terms with it. Y'all with me? So the 5th one is agree to disagree and make a commitment to consider what has been said and come back to it later. Okay, now, I want to role play this with you. We had Dan and Marcy here the last 2 times. If I could have some help with these things on the stage. Dan and Marcy, y'all remember them, okay? They're here tonight because they needed some help with their marriage. And y'all remember the scenarios? Y'all can come up here. Y'all remember the scenarios of what we did? You remember when last week we did the scenario where Dan had made a commitment to work only late 2 nights a week, okay? And yet he was working late 3 nights a week, and Marcy was upset. And she tried to tell him we did the wrong way and the right way. But anyway, Marcy has told me that she has an issue about this that she wants to talk about. Okay, so I want y'all to pretend this couple is in my counseling office. I'm going to do exactly the same thing with them as I do with couples. Okay? So, you got something that you want to talk to Dan about. You have a frustration.
I do.
Okay, well, go ahead.
You're never home. I mean, I'm home all the time with the kids, and I didn't think you were going to work late anymore.
I got to earn a living.
Okay, well, you remember what we talked about not doing the you statements and then you never? So what I want you to do is, because that just puts someone on the defensive, so I want you to share what it is that he did and how you felt about it.
Okay. I've just been real upset lately because you've been working late, and, you know, I want you home at night.
Okay? So can you repeat back to her what you heard her say? I want you to say, so what you're saying is,
Yeah, it sounds like she wants me to take a demotion and quit working late and not learn my new job. And
okay, well, I want to talk to her. Talk to her.
so is that what you want? You want me to go ahead and step down?
That's not what
What
I'm
my
saying at
position?
all.
That's not what you said.
No, that's not what I said.
Okay, I want you to tell him again. Tell him again.
Okay.
I want you to listen real carefully to what she's saying.
Okay. What I'm saying is I'm very upset because you've been working late a lot of nights during the week, and I really would like you to come home more nights.
Okay, she's upset because I'm working late.
Talk to her.
You're upset. You're upset
Mm-hmm.
because I'm working late. Too much.
That's right.
Is that your frustration?
That's my main frustration. Yeah.
Okay. Now, was there a broken agreement in your eyes?
Yes, we had talked about that you wouldn't work more than 2 late nights, and it's been like 3, 4, 5 nights, and so you've totally broken the agreement.
Well, I didn't see that as an agreement. I just thought it was just, something we discussed. I just don't see it that way. But
Okay. Now, again, what I want you to do in this, and I'm going to let you have a chance to say some things if you want to say some things, but when she's sharing, you got it right a little while ago, but you sometimes are interpreting what she's saying, or you're reading between the lines as to what she means. Okay? And now you're basically saying you didn't do something that she's saying that she thought you did. I don't want you to argue with that. You don't have to agree with her, or you don't have to condone what she's saying. I just want you to hear what she's saying, just to paraphrase it. You can qualify it later. Okay?
I'll try.
So I want you to share it. I want you to bottom line your whole frustration again for him.
Okay. I'm upset because we had an agreement where you wouldn't work late more than 2 nights, and you've been working late more than 2 nights, and I want you to come home.
Well, we'll get to the desire part
Okay.
and the request part. Just
Okay.
the frustration. How did you feel about that?
I'm just frustrated because it's like
Talk to him.
I feel like you're dismissing what we had talked about and not considering my feelings and what I need.
Okay. Now, so what you're saying is,
what you're saying is, I'm not considering your feelings, and I need to be more sensitive to the way you feel and consider this late night working process. I interpreted a little bit there.
now do you feel like he heard exactly what you said?
Close enough.
What
Close
part
enough.
did you feel like he didn't quite get?
That we had an agreement, that we
And-
did have an agreement
Okay.
to work 2 late nights.
Okay.
And that's really the bottom line, is that I don't want you to work late more than 2 nights a week.
Okay, that's your desire. We'll wait on that.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
She feels like we
Talk
had
to her.
you feel like we had an agreement that I would only work 2 nights late a week.
And how did she feel about it?
And you're frustrated that I seem to be not keeping to that agreement,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes you feel like I don't care about you.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. All right, now what's your desire or your need? You were kind of getting into it.
Man, this is tough.
Your desire, your need. What is it that you want, generally? Not what you're asking him to do, but what is it that you want? How do you want to feel about this thing?
My desire is that I want to be close to you, and I want to spend time with you.
Okay?
She wants to
Talk to her. So what you're saying, so what you're saying is
you want to be close to me and spend time with me.
that
That's-
what you, and say, is that what you're saying?
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so your desire is that you be connected to him,
Yes.
all right? Is that the only desire that you have with this thing?
I also have a desire that you would help with the children and spend time with them.
Okay,
That's
now
my-
that's good. That's a request. Some
Okay.
people get confused between a desire and a request, and we're just making it clear for everybody
Okay.
here.
Okay.
But what's the desire? What's the need that you have with regard to the children and him not being home?
Just, I need for you to be connected and close to the children as well.
What I hear you say is you want me to be connected to the children, and you feel like I'm distant. You
Because
want me to
you're
be more
working so
connected
much.
because I'm working so much.
That's
Is
right.
that what I hear you say?
That's right.
Okay. Now, what's your request? And you just said it a little while ago. What is it you're asking him to do?
I'd like for you to come home, to only work late 2 nights a week,
So to keep his agreement.
to keep your agreement with that, and
That-
I'd all, more than, can I say more than one?
Well, look, you obviously have a problem with that
I
request.
do. I mean, it's just, it's not practical.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I want you to still just mirror her request. You don't have to agree to it. And then the answer to the request is, yes, I can work on that. No, I can't work on that. Or I have something I need to say first before I can decide.
Okay.
So it sounds like it might be the third one. Right?
Right.
Okay, what is that your only request, or is there something else?
No, I'd also like you to help with the children when you come home.
Could you repeat your request again, honey, for me, just
That's
so I
cool.
can understand?
I would really like for you to come home and help with the children at night after you get home.
Okay. What I hear you say is you want me to come home more regularly to help with the children.
Right. Yes.
Now, what was the request about the 2 nights thing?
I only want you to work late 2 nights.
So just say, so what you're saying is,
So what you're saying is you only want me to work late 2 nights.
That's right.
now, can you agree to those requests?
We need to talk about it. I've got some problems
All
here.
right, well, I'll tell you
Doug.
what. This is what I would do at this point, because rarely does it go smoothly like this, okay? But usually, or often, a couple, one person sees it one way and they have an issue about it, but the other person has their own issue about it, which Dan obviously does. He's having a hard time with this. I mean, first of all, you can get an inkling that he has a problem with it because he didn't think he made the agreement to work 2 nights. He said he'd try. She took it as an agreement. Okay, I don't know exactly what happened, but that's probably something like what happened. So I want you to say, I want you to switch roles. Let's just put this on hold for a minute. We're going to come back to your request. And I want Dan, you tell her what your frustration is about this whole thing.
My turn.
Yeah. And I want you to just listen. Okay, you can just do the mirroring thing.
Okay.
I'm really struggling here because I'm working real hard. This new job is just bowling me over. It's really hard, and I want to learn that and I want to do that. But then I hear what you're saying, and I just feel like I'm stuck. You know, trying to do what's required of me in the new job and provide a good living for you and the kids, and then 2 nights a week. It's just I don't know what to do. I'm very frustrated with that. If you talk about frustrations, it's tough because I would love to come home 2 nights a week and have it be that.
Okay, so what you're saying is?
So what you're saying is that you're struggling with feeling stuck between trying to get used to this new job and put in the time you need there, plus come home and be with the family.
Yeah.
And that you're really struggling with how to balance that and
Oh yeah.
what to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
You heard well.
all right. So what's your need? What is it that you need?
I need you to be able to trust me. That I will only work late when I have to. And I can't be boxed in with this only 2 nights a week.
All right, may I interject something?
Sure.
And I don't mean to keep cutting you off, okay? But that's kind of like a request. Might your need be that you need flexibility to do what you need to do?
Yeah, the
I
flexibility.
mean, you need trust. You need her to trust you
Yeah.
that you'll be discerning, but you need flexibility to be able to do what you think you need to do.
Yeah, flexibility is a good word. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so put that in your
Yeah.
own words and tell her what you think you need.
Yeah, I need the freedom to be flexible in my job. I'm a man, you know. I need to feel like a man, like I'm responsible, and I'm not just, you know, kowtowing to my boss and kowtowing to you. But I would like some flexibility here. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you need some flexibility in this.
Yes.
All right, now you have a request. What is it you're asking her to do?
What I would like for you to do is to trust me in this flexible arena we just talked about, that I have your best interest in mind, and I also have to learn this new job, and I will only work late if I absolutely have to. And I don't know exactly what that's going to look like in the future. As I learn the job, maybe it'll be less. There might be some times where it's more. And maybe we can make some more accommodations. Maybe there's some more common ground in there somewhere.
Okay, so what you're saying
So
is,
what you're saying is, during this time while you're learning your new job, you need for me to allow you some flexibility and trust your judgment
Yeah.
that you're not going to work late more than you absolutely have to, just for this time period, but that we can maybe adjust along the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
Is that what you said? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
That's exactly
Can you
right.
agree to do that?
With certain conditions.
What's the condition? What's the condition?
If you could agree to call as soon as you know that you're going to have to work late,
Okay.
to give me that information that you
Because
really
the
feel.
last time he didn't even call, right?
Right. Last time you
forgot.
didn't call.
So she's asking you not to forget.
What I hear you say is you would like me to not forget to call if I know I'm going to be late,
As soon as you know.
as soon as I know.
As soon as you
Whether
know.
it's 2 o'clock in the
Right.
day, whenever.
As early in the
give you a
day as
call.
you know, if you could give me a heads up and call and let me know the
If
situation.
I'm
I
not
would-
going to be home by 5 o'clock, then I'll let you know.
Yes, that's what
When I
I,
know I'm not going to be home. Yeah.
that's what I want.
I
Okay,
can
now is
certainly
that
do
all? Or is there anything else that you,
There's some more.
okay?
I mean, I want to be close to you, and I would really like us to have a date night once a week.
Anything else?
And help with the children. Help with the children.
What do you need in terms of help with the children? If I'm late, what is it? Is there something else that I can do? Is there something else we need?
Just to see what the needs are and go help out with them, whether it's the baths or putting them to bed or homework or something like that, to spend a little time.
That little girl lives down the street. She's just graduated from high school. What do you think if we got her on our call list, and if I knew I was going to be late, either I call her or you call her, and maybe we have 2 or 3 little babysitters that we can get a hold of for a night where maybe you need to get away from the kids.
That could be okay. Yeah, occasionally I might need that, but mainly I want you to be able to help when you come home.
Okay.
All right, so let me just kind of summarize where we are. Your request is that he work only like 2 nights, really, what you want.
That's my request.
Now, he says I can't make that promise, but I will try to do that. You're saying I will do the best I can, but I need the flexibility to do what I need to do with my new job for the next few weeks. But
Whenever I learn it. I can't make
Okay.
any promises how long that's going to be.
you promise to call her as soon as you know.
Yes.
You promise that if she gets overwhelmed with the kids, that she can hire a babysitter.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Yeah, we'll
promise
do
that you'll make sure that you go out on a date once a week somehow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you're agreeing to trust him
Yes,
and give him more flexibility.
yes, I will.
Okay, conflict is resolved. All right, thank y'all. Thank y'all very much.
That's easy for them.
Now look, I am of the opinion that if you will really get clear what you need and what your request is, when you feel frustrated, the first thing you should ask yourself is, what am I needing right now? I did this one morning where I usually get up early all the time, so I'll let Michelle sleep in on the weekends because she likes to do that, and she works hard, and she's with Angele most of the time during the week. So this one particular Saturday morning, I had gotten up at 5. I was with Angele, and this was when Angele was younger. She was real hyperactive, and I'd been running around chasing her, and I was kind of worn out. Michelle gets up at 9. She gets a cup of coffee, goes to the couch. She sits there with a magazine, just kind of relaxing, waking up, watching TV. Meanwhile, Angele is running here, running there, wanting food, whiny, and I'm following around. And every time I walk by Michelle, I go, and I, go into the kitchen. Angele wants them to sleep. I'm slamming the cabinets, and And every time I walk by her, I step hard, you know, so she hears that I'm frustrated and I'm sighing, and she doesn't notice it. I mean, she's not awake enough to notice it. So I go in my room, you know, and I'm just really aggravated. And I start to think to myself, what am I needing right now? Well, it came to me very quick. I need a break. I need her to watch Angèle. Okay? So once I got clear on that, you know what I could do is I could go in there, rather than acting like an idiot, trying to get her to understand what I'm upset about. That's what a lot of women do with their guys, by the way. You know, thinking that he's going to figure it out. Let me just tell you, he's brain damaged. He ain't going to figure it out. She says, well, if I have to tell him, it's not the same. You have to tell him, or else you ain't getting it. We just want, tell me what to do. Give me a list. I can do that. But when I went to Michelle and I said, Michelle, I've been up since 5. I need a break. She says, well, what do you need me to do? I said, well, you watch Angèle and let me go take a break. It was solved. I didn't even have to communicate the frustration. I just needed to get clear on what I needed and make a request.